Good morning. Welcome to Community Coffee. I am your host, Trina Myers, and we are all about positivity and enlightenment, encouragement, and just sharing what's going on in your neck of the woods, your community, and how to engage others. Now, today I have a special guest with me. I have Cayeton Norton, who is one of my sister queens. She's Miss Alabama. And I am just so excited to have you on Community Coffee today, Cayeton.
I'm excited too. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Oh, my pleasure. And, so Cayeton and I met virtually. Oh goodness, it may have been 2 years now. I
Yeah.
mean, time just goes by so quick. And we had the opportunity to meet at a state competition. I was so excited to see her and to actually, get to see her in person. And it's just been a great collaboration. I feel like that is really what pageantry, the essence of pageantry is just that sisterhood and really just working together for the common good. Is that right, Cayeton?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's a pageant community, so when we're able to just bring things together, sisterhood, friendship, it all coincides together, honestly.
Yes. Some people might be wondering or asking, Trina, is your hair pink and purple? And yes, it is today. I chose to wear this beautiful crown in honor of my friend Cayeton. And I'm also wearing her shirt. It's More Than Mental Health. And I just wanted to really showcase your platform and what you have going on because in today's world, I don't think anybody could say that they do not have any type of mental health issues. I think we all have incurred that over the last couple of years.
Yes, absolutely. And there are actually times that a lot of people just think it's just mental health. So it's why I wanted to branch out my platform and actually say that it's more than mental health because that has to do with like depression, anxiety, any diseases, any cancers, maybe. Like it has to do with everything. So I definitely wanted to make sure that we brought that out to it's more than mental health, about the awareness, and also incorporating suicide prevention.
Yeah, it's really about wellness.
Yes, yes,
Your mental,
absolutely.
just your mental health all together. Like you said, as somebody coming from the rare disease community, that was something that I battled and challenged for a long time. For many, many years, having physicians, tell me it's all in my head and there was nothing wrong. All my tests, all my labs kept coming back normal until finally I had a physician to listen to me and do a blood test that nobody had ever done to prove that it wasn't all in my head. But during that, that was a decade of trying to find answers. And, that's something that others who are in the rare disease community face.
Yes, I feel that like we have very intelligent doctors these the days that we're in, but we got to make sure that we're doing the most extended parts and making sure that our people or just everybody in general is doing fine and they're doing well. And you're right, it's not only just a mental thing, like it's everything. Everything is incorporated. Recently just learned that our brains are the most important technology that we have in our world today. So when we incorporate our mental health and everything that goes with it, we have to make sure that we acknowledge everything about it. So I
Yeah.
definitely agree with you and making sure that, you're good, throughout however long you're here on earth, you're making sure that you're good and your mental is fine because we don't want to end up falling short when it comes to our mental health.
Right. So tell us a little bit more details about your platform.
Yeah, so again, it is called It's More Than Mental Health. It's a focus on mental health awareness and suicide prevention. I'm wanting to. I basically backtrack. Basically, the story is that I go through mental health, or I have gone through it, and I found my way out of it. And a lot of times when we get into certain things, we never find the way out. So I want to make sure that we do find the way out with just certain resources, and also building a community when it comes to mental health. Also, during this time, I wanted to make sure that was the main focus just in pageantry, because we've had a lot of women committing suicide, unfortunately, because of their mental health. And no, we always deal with like people listening to us and not listening to us or giving us the answers that we need, but we just want to make sure that we built a community so that we have a strong community in mental health, but also a strong community in the awareness and what other parts or components of mental health are needed in order to be successful in our day-to-day lives. With that being said, you mentioned my t-shirt, so I definitely have some t-shirts out that is called "It's More Than Mental Health," and I wanted to use that as a part of just spreading awareness. So if you guys are interested, the link is in my bio on Instagram. We'll get there. But overall, it's really just about awareness, and I believe that in order to know something, you have to be aware about it. Period. So with mental health, although it is one of those strong topics that everybody does talk about, it does have to be taken seriously as well. So as you mentioned, it involves everything, every single thing, and we just have to make sure that we have our strong points about it. But at the end of the day, it's become aware in our community nationwide, just in general to our friends and family, because it is okay to not be okay, but you have to say something in order to get help.
Right. I think that's one of the issues is that people are afraid to speak up, or they just may not realize, I mean, I knew growing up that I wasn't well and I was in a lot of pain. And when I said something to my parents, it was like, oh, you're fine, And so then I just pushed it aside as, okay, this is normal to be in pain. And then as an adult, I realized that I had been suffering from anxiety attacks and not recognizing that that's what that was. Fortunately, I had an anxiety attack with a physician, and they were able to say, you're having an anxiety attack. And so I think sometimes people just don't even realize that's what it is,
Yeah.
and they just know that they don't feel okay, and
Hmm.
so they're not speaking up because they just don't know.
Yes, and honestly, it's very crazy that you're mentioning that, because I'm witnessing at the moment something of that nature, and I'm face to face with this person, and I'm just like, you have to say something so that you're you're gonna be okay. He's in a state where he's saying that he's okay, but I know it's something going on. So it's like you have to use your voice, you have to say something, because you can't keep going on and on about whatever's going through your mind. Words are so powerful, whether you're discussing it in your head or out loud. So you need to be able to speak up. This is why we do have the freedom of speech, supposedly. But we
Yes,
want to
yes.
be able to speak up and say something in order to get the help that we need, or to be able to move forward with something that's going on in life, so that you don't have to keep coming back to it. I would also like to mention that I was dealing with that for a very long time. I was raised in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I do have a beautiful family, but there were times where I felt like I wasn't listened to, or I just had to be quiet, because if I said something, I probably would have gotten in trouble, And I, unfortunately, during the time I was suicidal, so I knew I was, marking myself up on my wrist and everything like that, and I just don't want to be here anymore. But at some point, I had to find myself and realized that I have to say something. So I ended up saying something when I was in college, but it may have interrupted something, it may have disappointed some people during the time, but it made me feel better that I was able to say something. And now we live great, we're fine, we're good, we have a great relationship. But in order to really feel better about yourself and feel confident in believing in yourself, your words are powerful. Use them. because we have a reason of why we have words, so we have to be able to use them no matter what situation we're in, or even in the times where we feel under the weather.
Yes. You had mentioned this person and you said he. And, I also know somebody who suffers from anxiety, and their symptom is biting their nails, picking at the eyebrows. I know that they picked at their hair when they were little. And, a lot of times these are also symptoms of anxiety that people don't recognize. And then you also have that stigma of a man having any type of anxiety or mental health issues. And they're conditioned, if you will, to not speak up, to not seek help. Is that something that you have encountered through your process of your platform?
Yes, absolutely. I've ended up having to just well round off the platform to be diverse, whether it's man, woman, trans, whatever it is, everybody is included in this. And especially for men, I'm glad you brought that up, because men are basically trained to not say anything or just be okay with things. So I'm like, you have to speak up. Stop being okay with the norms, or being okay with what society says, because you're a man, you're a human being, you should be able to say what you have to say, and you should be able to express yourself. It's all about expression. It's about expressing your emotions, expressing how you feel, because that again all has to do with the mental. So I definitely am encountering that at the moment, but I'm glad that I'm doing it. I'm glad that I'm here to mentor or just give advice about it, because it's about my platform, it's what I do. um but yes, with that, like, I it hurts me the most when I hear it from men, because it's just like, why don't haven't you said anything, or like, are you okay, do you want to talk about it? And they just kind of go into this rock, and I'm just
Yeah,
like, get out of there.
right.
But it's a real thing for everybody,
Yeah.
every single being on earth. It's a real thing. So
If you
it's
think about it, anxiety, mental health, it doesn't know if you're a man or a woman, you know?
yeah, yeah.
And so that stigma needs to be removed.
It does, absolutely. Like, it should not exist anymore. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
So what are some of the things that you're doing to embrace, to share your platform and get the word out?
Yeah, so I've been at certain schools where I'm able to teach kids from like 5th grade to 8th grade about my platform itself, because it also happens to the kids too.
Yeah.
Parents, listen to your kids. It happens there, and I feel like it starts there first too, because it starts at home. So I've been able to teach certain kids and classes about my platform, and being able to supply them with like stress balls and material, reading material on certain things, as well as I'm very active on social media, so I'm able to. I have this thing called "It's More Than Mental Health Stories." So it's basically you're able to share your story about the things that you love, but incorporating your mental health, because I feel, excuse me, I feel that with your mental health, you have to be able to do something fun. You want to be able to get your mind off of something, be stress free. So like, I choose music. I play the violin. I know you did one of the videos, and like, it was super super awesome. You do paintings, and I find that to be so beautiful. But you have to be able to do something fun to get your mind off of whatever is going on, whether it's for the time being or it's forever. Doing something fun is important, and that is healthy for your brain. But aside from that, I am currently working on a bigger project on
Oh,
my platform, and just getting more material out and getting more active in my community about mental health. But there's so many different organizations out here that has to do with mental health. So I'm waiting on joining some of the organizations and getting active in my community about those things.
yeah, that was one of the questions I was going to ask you is, are you collaborating with any organizations right now?
Not at the moment. I like I said, I'm trying to get you know in order with some of them and see like what's going on. But I do volunteer at the Boys and Girls Club at times, and certain school events, and also in the gardens. I love gardening, so it's really fun and stress free and very peaceful. But being able to find peaceful things such as volunteering in certain organizations helps. And that's just a side note. Volunteer, it helps.
Yes,
um,
yes.
but yeah, I've definitely been looking into different organizations. I do find that like this is my like second pageant in a while. So like I'm getting onto like pageant appearances. I haven't gotten a lot of them. I've been trying my best to, but I definitely find that if with Global Continental, I'm able to get the opportunities that I'm able to get now.
Yeah, that's one great thing about now that you're speaking about the pageant system. Nationals is coming up on June 1st through the 6th. So excited to see you there. But that's one great thing about Global Continental Pageant System is that it is a focus on volunteerism and encourages you to get out into your community to make a difference.
Absolutely. And that's what I love about pageantry. Pageantry is just not about getting all dressed up, makeup, hair done, and everything like that. It's about serving. Being able to serve in your community is so important. Also, finding it important. I'm very religious myself, and in the Bible, God tells us to serve our people. So I'm happy to do that on a day-to-day basis. Whether I'm somewhere else or I'm at home, I'm still serving. So it helps a bunch when it comes to pageantry, because pageantry just opens those doors and gives you those opportunities that I never thought. I mean, the 5-year-old me never thought I'll be able to get.
Have you done that? I've seen that trend on TikTok, where you talk about your 5-year-old self, your, older self, and now, and, how they'd be so proud of who you've become.
I have not seen that trend, but I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna do it.
So, Cayeton, what are some ways that our listeners could get involved in what you're doing and help contribute to your journey?
Yes, so if so I still do the mental health stories. So if you like to do one of the stories, all you have to do is record a video, 30 seconds to a minute about you just describing yourself and describing the things that you love, and incorporate your mental health, whether it makes you feel good or bad, or like you change something about it. Feel free to record that, and send it to me. My Instagram page is at Cayeton Norton. So it's just my name, CayetoNorton. I also have material, so I do have like pamphlets or anything that I can send to you with great information on mental health awareness and suicide prevention. I also, as I mentioned, do have T-shirts. So if you like a T-shirt or a hoodie, like she's wearing, they all come in different colors and everything like that. It is in my bio. I believe the website is www.storefrontier.com/it's more than mental health. And I also, if you like to support and contribute, because Nationals is 9 days away and I'm still behind on a lot of things, I do have a GoFundMe, which is in the link in my bio if you like to donate. Anything helps, even a penny.
Yeah, and we're going to put those links in the comments after we're done. So you know how to reach out to Cayeton, whether you want to get involved in her projects or supporting her, or you wanted to buy a t-shirt. They're so much fun. I love the colors. I think that's great for mental health. A lot of times you just see pretty drab, colors.
Yes, like I just wanted to make sure like each color actually signifies something, and that I am still elaborating on. But like our brains are so colorful, like our left and right sides, like they're so colorful to me. That's how I just see it. And I actually happen to identify my moods by colors. So that's also why I ended up choosing those colors. Orange is my favorite color, so that's my happy color. So that's
How
why I chose orange for
fun.
that. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I do a whole a theory color theory
Mhm.
when I do my workshops, and how color does affect your mood. And there's a lot of research and science about how color does affect us emotionally.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I went to SCAD at some point, and I was
Oh,
always
nice.
in my colors 'cause I did a lot of painting myself. So that's how I ended up finding my favorite color, honestly, orange.
Wonderful. You don't hear that, very often. it is such a vibrant color, and
Yes,
like you said, it is a happy color.
absolutely. I love it. It's my favorite color, my favorite fruit. I mean, love it.
I actually came across a TikTok yesterday or the day before of a young guy who has a rare cancer, and his favorite color is orange. And they're encouraging people to send cards of encouragement to him. So
Okay,
I went yesterday and found the brightest orange envelope that I could, and I'm going to be sending that off to him.
that's
Just,
awesome.
because like you said, it's all about the whole, that there's more than just the mental health, and those little things can make a difference.
Absolutely, big difference.
So, Cayeton, is there anything that you'd like to share with us that you haven't mentioned yet?
Let's see. No, I think I shared everything. I'm getting to, like I mentioned, I'm working on a bigger project at the moment. So with those videos that I have on my platform, and including yours, and anybody else that wants to send one in, they will be incorporated in the project, and I'm honestly excited for it. But it should be out by the late before school starts, late summer.
Okay. Before one last question. With nationals coming up, what is your favorite part of the competition, and how did you get prepared for it?
I love costume. Honestly, I love it more because I'm not a costume person, to be honest. But I definitely do love costume because I'm able to just branch out on like ideas and like what I would put together for a costume and whatnot. So it is my favorite stage competition. But also, I have to say the gown, the whole gown, walk, and everything like that. Unfortunately, a lot of things have gone planned for nationals for me, but I believe that my gown itself is still beautiful and it identifies who I am and my favorite color and everything like that. So I love just walking on stage, honestly. So I hope that answers the question.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. I know. I'm looking forward to the state costume as well. I got a little creative myself this year, and I hand sewn my costume. So
Okay,
I'm really
good.
looking forward to that component as well. Even though it's not
Good.
judged, it's still a fun part of the competition.
Right, exactly, exactly. So that's why I'm gonna have fun with it. By the way, Amazon has been my best friend since for
Oh, yes.
nationals.
Oh, yes.
um, so yes, my costume and stuff like it's fun, and I'm excited to because I'm actually still last minute putting stuff together on my costume. So I'm just like, look, I'm excited for what's about to come out for the costume itself. So yeah.
I can't wait to see it. I know last year's there was some really amazing state costumes, and people got so creative. So I'm looking forward to seeing what others are going to do this year as well.
Me too. I'm so excited.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Cayeton, for telling us a little bit more about your platform and how people can get involved. Again, we will make sure that the links are put in the comments after the show, and how you can get a hold of Cayeton.
Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. Well, thank you all for joining in on Community Coffee. I will be bringing you another session next Sunday, so you'll want to tune in. It is not somebody that is in pageantry, although she has competed. This is somebody very special, near and dear to me. I can't wait for you to tune in and find out more about Community Coffee on Sundays at 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Have a great day and enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.